This is 19-year-old Natasha. She says she agrees with these guys that blacks and whites are never going to get along, so we should stop pretending that there can ever be racial equality. Natasha, you told our producer you really hate white people. Do you really mean that?
Yes, I do.
You do. Do you hate me because I am white?
I don't like you at all.
Okay. Perfectly fair. That's perfectly fair, and I think that your honesty is absolutely admirable. Thank you. What has a white person, has a white person done something to you, to me?
No.
No? You just generally feel that way.
It's what I see, you know? It's like, I have heard of Malcolm X and everything and what they have talked about. And it's happening today. So, they say racist is ignorance. To me, it's intelligence, because it takes a smart person to know that there will never be equality. So stop trying to fight for it and just be with your own people. Racism is all around you. But if you can't cope with it, you know what I'm saying?
You can't.
Listen, I cope with it very well. I cope with it very well. I cope with it very well. You see what I'm saying? Because listen, I don't speak to white people at all. They don't enthuse me. You see what I'm saying?
Natasha refused to shake the hand of our producer who produced the show. And okay. This is.
Oh, y'all call me pathetic. But when a Klan was hanging out black brothers and sisters in our face, was that pathetic?
You told our producer you actually respect the Ku Klux Klan.
Yeah, I do. You know why? For the simple fact that, I don't respect them as being a color. I respect them as their beliefs, because they feel that it should be just them. I feel it should be just us.
The problem with Natasha is not so much that she hates white people. The problem with Natasha is she hates herself. What have white people done to you?
They have done nothing. It's what they have done to my people. And see, me, I'm down with my people. See, I feel that our people need to get groups. Wait a minute. Our people need to get groups like the Ku Klux Klan. The Ku Klux Klan have done all these things. Wait a minute now.
There's nothing wrong with people being proud to be black, be Italian, be Jew, be whatever your ethnicity is. Ethnicity, the diversity of this country is rich, and you should be proud of who you are. But the problem comes, all right, when certain extremist organizations define their pride by hating someone else. And that's not really racial pride. That's racial insecurity. That's what
When there's something ugly, and hatred is ugly, what you do is you do what television does best. You shine a spotlight on it, and then everybody can see it, and perhaps it'll go away as it deserves to do.
This is the book of Psalms 137, starting at verse 7. It reads, "Remember, O Lord, the children of Edom, in the day of Jerusalem, who said, raise it, even to the foundation thereof. O daughter of Babylon, who art to be destroyed. Happy shall he be that rewarded thee, as thou hast served us. Happy shall he be that taketh and dasheth thy little ones against the stones." Shalom, shalom, shalom. Your brother Kahan from the GMS Prophetic Vibration Camp here in Trinidad with another edification through the power and spirit of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. First and foremost, Kal Halayam La Allah Hayanawa Yahweh Bahasham Yahweh Shai Bahasham Naka Kodash Barakata Yahweh Barakata Yahweh Shai Barakata Yahweh Barakata Yahweh Shai Barakata Yahweh Barakata Yahweh Shai. Double honors unto the apostles, the bishops, the elders, a great millstone at well. Salutation unto the brothers who preaching and teaching the truth throughout the four corners of the earth, risking their lives and their freedom to do so now more than ever. Shalom unto the speckled bird Israelites, and shalom unto the very few but faithful Akwat, which is the sisters that listening and learning. Ain't nothing wrong with hating all Edomites. Alright, there is nothing wrong with hating all Edomites. And that's the title of this edification here. Alright, there is nothing wrong. Okay, as you saw in that clip there, in that talk show, I believe that talk show will be like back in the 90s and stuff like that. with the host. Let's now bear with me. Let me see if I could get the host name again. Yeah, the host, her name is Sally Jessie Raphael. Alright. From the looks of things, it appears that she may be a Edomite. Alright, we don't know for sure. Alright. And the guest who was speaking, the Jake, alright, who was speaking, who was being interviewed in the show and whatnot, pursuant to her sentiments, her opinions, her feelings, her thoughts, that she has towards Edomites, alright? Just that she don't know it, just that she don't know it, that the so-called white people, because they are not white. Let me get that out of the way. There is no such thing as white people. There is no such thing as black people. Alright, that's a social construct that they themselves, the so-called white man, had put upon themselves and put upon us and what have you, so forth. Alright, but their true nationality, their true lineage, their true identity is that they are the Edomites, predominantly the so-called white man. Alright, who call themselves Europeans and Caucasians and whatnot, so forth. Predominantly, they are the Edomites that the Bible speaks of. Okay. Alright, now they are other ethnicities, alright, that may look like them and what have you, so forth. Alright, but for the most part, they are the Edomites that the Bible speaks of. Okay. So yeah, the female there, Natasha, she gave her 2 cents. And the typical Jake, alright, Jake who all lost in the sauce and whatnot, so forth. They tend to strongly disagree with her and what have you, so forth. Alright, but the Natasha female, she is in the right spirit. It's just that she don't know how to channel it, to channel the energy. Alright, but she is in the right frame of mind, right, as in pursuing to having total hatred for these Edomites. Alright, and one of the important parts of her sentiments is that we will never be able to get along. Alright, you Negroes, Hispanics, and Native American Indians who are the children of Israel were not created to get along with the so-called white man. Alright, the so-called white man was not created to get along with us, vice versa. Alright, and you as a Israelite, so-called Negro, Hispanic or Native American Indian, alright, should feel no shame in having total hatred for these people. Because let me tell you something, they has no shame in hating you. Alright, they have no shame in hating you. Alright, and as she rightfully said, and I'm totally in agreement with her, we were never created to get along, as the scripture said. Let's go back to Genesis 25, and I believe from 21. Let's see. Yes, I will start from 21. Genesis 25:21, and Isaac entreated the Lord for his wife because she was barren, and the Lord was entreated of him, and Rebekah his wife conceived. All right, and the children struggled together within her, and she said, "If it be so, why am I thus?" And she went to inquire of the Lord. All right, so she had unusual contraction pain and what have you, so forth. All right, pursuant to the pregnancy, and she went to a prophet, of the Lord to inquire, concerning these things, what she is experiencing within her. All right, and this was the answer that she had gotten. Verse 23, and the Lord said unto her, 2 nations are in thy womb. Okay, 2 nations are in thy womb. And 2 manner of people shall be separated from thy bowels, and the one people shall be stronger than the other people, and the elder shall serve the younger. So as we see here, pursuant to verse 23, it is clearly stating 2 nations were in Rebekah's womb. Alright? And they shall be separated, not put together, not being in agreement with each other and put together and what have you, so forth. No. The Lord separate them, because first thing first, he's a separatist. The Lord is a separatist. Alright? There's what it is. Okay? And it says, and when her days to be delivered were fulfilled, behold, there were what? They were twins in her womb. But were they identical twins? No, they were fraternal twins. Alright? And the first came out red all over like an hairy garment, and they call his name what? Esau. Esau, alright? Esau, who is Edom, alright? Pursuant to his nationality, his race, he being the forefather of the Edomite race. Alright, Esau being the forefather of the Edomite race, hence, alright, Esau is Edom. Alright? And the Edomites today are who you know as the so-called Caucasians, alright, or the so-called Europeans, who call themselves white people, alright, but they are actually the children of Esau. Alright, they are the Edomites. This is what it is. Alright, and after that came his brother out, and his hand to hold on Esau's heel, and his name was called Jacob, and Isaac was 80 years old when she bare him. Okay, so there's it here. The first came out red all over. Alright, because these people, they are not white, they are red. Okay, because why? They were stripped of their melanin, alright, which is actually leprosy. They are what you call a clean leper. Okay, so they have no melanin within them, and their blood tends to show forth through their skin, because their skin is translucent, because again they have no melanin within them. Alright, so they are red, they are not white. There's no such thing as white people. Alright, the pages in your book, that is white. Alright, the writing that is on the pages, that is black. Alright, there are no such people as that. Alright, there are different shades of red. Alright, from deep red to pinkish, and that is who these people are. Alright, then there are different shades of brown, from very light brown to dark chocolate, brown. Alright, so there's what it is here. Now, they're putting her on the spotlight. They're putting her on the spotlight to make her look like, what she is doing is wrong, when what she is doing is right. Alright, because first, she's bringing up some valid points. Alright, the sister is bringing up some valid points, just she doesn't, how to put it, she doesn't have the prowess of speech, to really bring it forth in a deeper sense, in a deeper light, that will have these people in total confounding, in all of being confounded. Alright, but she is speaking the truth. Okay, and this is what they think. This is the thing with these people, they tend to forget the past. Jake gets so comfortable. Alright, this is just to show you how Jake's so settled on the lease. Alright, Jake's so settled on the lease, like that guy who trying to condemn her and talk about she hates herself and this and that and the other. How the ass that sister could hate herself when she is speaking the facts, she is speaking truth. And this is what they do. This is what Christianity does, to our people. It have us so docile. Alright, it have us so docile. Alright, Jake think because, they able to hold on a job, and they may be able to acquire a little piece of land if it's so possible, you know. And you know, Jake think, you know, everything is all good and well, you know. They're not on a plantation picking cotton anymore and what have you, so forth, and working for free, you know. They're satisfied with minimum wage and all these things, you know. Jake basically Jake is comfortable with the scraps and the scrums that is being offered unto them. All right, that the massa is giving them, you know, just for them to stay quiet, just for them to, you know. They're like a clip I was watching. I done a video on it some years back. I don't mean to rant, but I had to express myself with this here, where some elites, they were sitting around a table having dinner, all right, a family, and the servants were Negroes and what have you, so forth. And there was one Edomite guy in particular. He was speaking, you know, to the head of the family. You know, I was like, why you have these people around you and this and that and the other and the other and the other. And he gave a quite detailed explanation as to, you know, hey, this is the thing here. You give them what you have to do. What you have to do. Let me take my time here. What he was saying, you know, you give them little just to keep them, you know, just to keep them quiet, whatnot, so forth, so forth. That's to put it all in a nutshell, you know. But because when the man was saying one of these days they will revolt, you know, they will revolt against you and whatnot, so forth, and he say, no. You give them little, whatnot, so forth, and you give them certain privileges and what have you, so forth, you know, just to keep them quiet. And the ones the ones that among them, all right, that among these Negroes and what have you, so forth, that show prominence in academics and what have you, so forth, you know, these are the ones, you know, these are the ones that you pay close attention to, especially the ones, not just only thing with academics and what have you, so forth, for lack of better words, all right, but also, you know, these are the ones that will tend to stand up for their people and whatnot, so forth, you know, and advocate for their people, all right. And what he said is that these are the ones that you take and you mold them and whatnot, so forth, and you groom them in the way that you want to groom them, so that they will be for your benefit and not for the benefit of the people. And after that, once you get that, the people will tend to look at that individual, that particular individual, as a sellout and what have you, so forth, so forth, so forth. So basically it's a divide and conquer. Alright, basically that's what it is, a divide and conquer and what have you, so forth. Alright, so this is what I'm saying, you know, these people, they never loved us and they never will love us. They will never have us on the same level as them and what have you, so forth. You understand? They have that total hatred for us. Yeah? And there's nothing wrong with us giving back the same energy. Alright? There's nothing wrong with us giving back the same energy. Alright? As the sister rightfully say, how could you love a people that been lynching us, you know, having us under bondage for well over 500 years, taking our babies and using them as gator bait and all these things, and the list goes on and on and on. There's so much that these people have done to us that, you know, that all cannot even contain in a book, no matter how big and thick that book could be. All right, but you see, you know, this is the thing here. You know, our people really has a shallow freaking memory. You know, because again, the so-called white man have them in a comfort zone. You know, have them in a docile comfort zone. That's why the scripture say, let me see if I can get that. That is, oh Lord, is it, no, it's Ecclesiastes. Yeah, Ecclesiastes, I think it's 3 and 15. Yes, Ecclesiastes 3 and 15, where it reads, that which had been is now, and that which is to be hath already been, and Yahweh requireth that which is past. So, because the reason why I'm reading this, because the decision, what is the fuel to her hatred, all right, is of the past. You know, things that happen to our people as the past, all right. And a woman, a dumb nigger woman in the crowd, you know, when the session was talking about, we have to see about our people, and we have to see about our people, and the dumb nigger woman asking a question out loud, yeah, and reading the lips, you know, and she, who is our people? Who is our people? Hey, the answer to who is our people is that we are the Israelites. All right, because you want to grab everybody. This is the thing with niggers. You niggers, all right, and I'll call it as it is. All right, you all are niggers. You all are really and truly black. All right, you 2/3 are really freaking black. All right, I'm gonna try and cool my temper here, but it's something that is really irk you. All right, it irks your spirit. All right, but what I'm saying, you know, the sister is speaking the facts. Look at what they've done to us in the past. And you all really think that, you know, all right, everything is all well and good now. We just had to forgive and forget and let's all get along. No, it will never be that way. Because the Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai first to begin with had not designed, he never designed it in that way. All right? He never designed it in that way. This is what it is. It's just that she's not in the know. Alright? She's not in the know, and, you know, what have you, so forth. But if she got the true teaching, and the true understanding, she would see that what she was saying, she was always right. Alright? Because there is nothing wrong with hatred. Alright? The Most High, let's go to Romans, the book of Romans, chapter 9 and verse 13. Alright, Romans 9 and 13, as it is written. Alright, as it is written. Where is it written? You will find this in the Old Testament. Okay, this is what Paul is saying here. As it is written, Jacob have I loved, but Esau have I hated. What shall we say then? Is there unrighteousness with Yahweh? Yahweh forbid. For he said to Moses, I will have mercy upon whom I will have mercy, and I will have compassion on whom I will have compassion. So then it is not of him that willeth, nor of him that runneth, but of him that showeth mercy. Alright? So this is the thing here. This is how the Lord designed it. Alright? He created Esau to have, and he hates Esau. Yes, he created Esau, but he hates Esau. Alright? Esau was created to be the wicked. Alright? A matter of fact, the Lord created the wicked for the day of evil, which is Esau. Alright? And they were created to be the arch enemies of the children of Israel. Okay? From since in the womb. Hey, go all the way back to the garden. Alright? Go all the way back to the garden. So this is what it is here. This is what it is here. There is nothing wrong. Because hey, if the Lord could show you that I hate Esau. Alright? And we are his chosen people. Why must we go against Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai and love Esau? Love these so-called white people? Why must we? We was never designed to love these people. All right? It's just that sister, she, she again, she didn't have the spirit upon her, to really, because, she still have that sentiment of black people and, we black people and what have you, so forth, and, Jake still think that they are Africans, and what have you, so forth, but I don't know if she's still around in this life, where this truth is flourishing now, in its full capacity, where she could actually get the understanding and see that she was correct. All right? There is nothing wrong with having hatred in your heart. All right? That's a balance. All right? You can't just love and do hate. That's not balance. All right? The script, when you take a look at Ecclesiastes 3. No, is it 3 and 1? All right? Ecclesiastes 3 and 1. Where you think Ecclesiastes chapter 3 going down all the way to verse 8 and what have you, so forth? Where you think this is all about? Where you think this is explaining to you here? This is explaining to you and showing you balance. All right? Because with everything, like I will come back to this. Proverbs 11, I believe. Let me see from 1 because I think I have it highlighted. Oh, I had this one here, but I'll come back to this. All right, that's now. I don't want to waste time. A false balance. All right, let's get that. I was right at it, man. It's verse 1 actually. It's verse 1, Salak. Alright, so Proverbs 11 and 1, where it reads, a false balance is abomination to the Lord, but a just weight is his delight. So when you go back to the Ecclesiastes chapter 3 and 1, alright, when you come back to this, alright, this is actually showing you the balance within life. Alright, the Chinese call it the yin and the yang. Alright, but this is balance. This is proper and true balance, a true definition of true balance, that Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua had created. And when you read, alright, it says here, Ecclesiastes chapter 3 and 1, it reads, to everything there is a season and a time to every purpose under the heaven. Alright. To everything there is a season and a time to every purpose under the heaven. Okay? A time to be born and a time to die. That's balance. That's balance. A time to plant and a time to pluck up that which is planted. A time to kill and a time to heal. A time to break down and a time to build up. A time to weep and a time to laugh. A time to mourn and a time to dance, a time to cast away stones and a time to gather stones together, a time to embrace and a time to refrain from embracing. All right? A time to refrain from embracing. And this is the time that we ought to be in now. This is the time that we're in here now. All right? Refrain from embracing these people. All right? Because Jake, before this truth was really established upon the face of the earth, Jake wanted to be aligned with these people. Hence you had the Civil Rights Act and whatnot, so forth, and these things. Alright? Jake fighting to be integrated among these people and what have you, so forth, which was the worst thing that we could have done. which was the worst thing that we could have done. Something just come back to my memory there pursuant to what she had said, where she said she is in total agreement with the KKK. And I am in total agreement with the KKK. Alright? Because what she was trying to show was just she couldn't explain it in its proper form. Is that with the KKK, at least you know your enemy with the KKK. There is a difference between covert hatred and overt hatred. You know? Alright? And the KKK, they're showing you overt hatred. But they are the majority aspect, like for instance, when the spirit was on him, you know, when the true spirit of Yahweh Hashem Yahushai was on him before he started bug out and whatnot. Because I actually learned this from him. Alright, although he was formerly of GMS and he started to do his own thing, alright, like guerrilla Hebrew, you know, but I learned it from him. Alright, where he was saying, you know, I would rather be around an Edomite from the south than an Edomite from the north. Because the Edomite from the south, you know what you're getting from him. Alright? An Edomite from the south, a true redneck Edomite. Alright? A true redneck spitting Edomite. You know what you're dealing with. You know what you're getting from. You know for a fact that this guy, he hates your guts. He don't like you. The quickest chance he can get to send you back to the spirit world, he will do it in a heartbeat. Alright? But the one from the north, you know, they from Boston and New York and Wisconsin and whatever, so forth. Alright? They are the ones that you don't see. They are the haters. Alright? They are the enemies that you don't see. You wouldn't even know. They would play nice in front of your face, this, that, do, you know, whatnot, so forth, this, that, the other, you know, and pretend all for you and whatnot, but really and truly, they will undermine so sly and so slick, because they are the snake, they are the devil, they are the serpent. Alright? So, she was speaking the truth, she is speaking the truth. She is speaking the truth. Alright? She is speaking the truth. And I agree with her. I have full respect for a KKK member. I have full respect for him. You know why? Because he's not hiding. He's not fucking pretending. Just like these Elamites here in Trinidad. There are Elamites here in Trinidad, you know. These Elamites, they are those who will lie outright. You dirty stinking nigga, I hate them nigga, this, that, the other, and whatnot, so forth. These are the ones I would give my respect to. Because they're letting me know. You understand? That they don't like my guts, but you see that they see the ones that pretending and cracking the underneath joke and what have you, so forth. You know, the cracking the subliminal jokes and, you know, yeah boy, yeah boy, fat man boy, and, you know, pretending they're all good with you and whatnot, so forth, but deep down, you know, they're looking to undermine you in the workplace and what have you, so forth. You understand? These are the Elamites that you ought to keep a keen eye, a very close eye upon. Alright, because the sly, the serpent-like. So going back to the scripture where it talks about a time to embrace and a time to refrain from embracing, because back then we was embracing these people, right? Trying to be one with these people. Alright, but it could never work. And we are the time to refrain from embracing these people, because why? There is a judgment coming for these people. And according to, I had to come back to this, now I can go back to that Proverbs 11. Alright. Where it reads, Proverbs 11 and 21, where it reads, though hand join in hand, the wicked shall not be unpunished. So though you want to go hand in hand with these people, with these Edomites, you want to join and be all kumbaya, All right, they're not going to be they're not going to be unpunished. All right, because there's a judgment that is coming to them. All right, but the seed of the righteous shall be delivered. And when you go to Isaiah chapter 13, when you go to Isaiah chapter 13, is it 15? Yep, Isaiah 13 and 15, where it reads, everyone that is found shall be thrust through, all right, and everyone that is joined unto them shall fall by the sword. So now is not a time to be embracing these Edomites, because when you want to hold on to these Edomites, and Jacob's shovel come in full swing, and you are being found with these Edomites, all right, whether it be the Lord himself, whether it be the angels, all right, or whether it be before Yahweh makes his return with the angels and what have you, so forth, and all hell breaking loose, pursuant to the race wars and what have you, so forth, and you Jakes being found by these Edomites, whether it be Edomites finding you amongst the Edomites, or Jake finding you amongst these Edomites, you're going to get put to death any other way. All right, there's where it is. So this is not a time to be embracing these freaking devils. All right, this is not a time to be embracing these devils. All right, there's what it is. Verse 6, a time to get and a time to lose. So like back to Ecclesiastes 3 and 6. All right, a time to get and a time to lose, a time to keep and a time to cast away, a time to rent and a time to sow, a time to keep silence and a time to speak. All right, and this is the point. Verse 8, a time to love and a time to hate, a time of war and a time of peace. Perfect balance. There is nothing wrong with hate. All right, but these devils, they know what they have done unto us over the centuries, over the millennials. They know what they have been doing to us, and they see that their judgment is coming. All right, so they're trying to escape their judgment by guilt tripping you and making you feel bad and ashamed, all right, because you have hatred for them. All right, try to play on your emotions, all right, because love and hate is an emotion. All right, love and hate is an emotion, and they try to play on your emotions, all right, to make you feel guilty, to make you feel bad, because you have true righteous hatred for these people, undying hatred for them. You understand? What King David said, I think that is Psalms 139, I believe. You know what? Let me come here and type it in. I hate them right with a perfect hatred. I know it was Psalms 139, but I cannot remember the verse. Psalms 139 and 22. Let's take a look at that. Let's see something here. All right. So Psalms 139 and 22. All right. All right. I will start from 19 actually. Psalms 139 and 19, where it reads, surely thou wilt slay the wicked, O Yahweh. Depart from me, therefore, ye bloody men. All right, who is that? Who that is speaking about? It is speaking about the Edomites, the so-called white man. For they speak against thee wickedly, all right, and thine enemies take thy name in vain. Do not, watch this. Do not I hate them, O Lord, that hate thee? And am I not grieved with those that rise up against thee? All right, I hate them with a perfect hatred. I hate them with a perfect hatred. I count them mine enemies. Who is this speaking about? It is speaking of the Edomites. This is addressing the Edomites. Alright? All the heathens for that matter, but mainly the Edomites. Alright? Because they are our number one enemy. Yeah? And we hate them with a perfect hatred. But hear what King David had to finish off and say. Alright? Because they want to make you feel, even our own people, even our own sellout people, once a guilt trip us and make us feel, that we are doing bad, that we are sinning. Yeah, we are sinning because we are racist. Right? That's right. We are racist. Alright? We are racist. Us, the Hebrew Israelites, are racist. Alright? Which basically means we are for our race of people. And we could care less about the other nations. Alright? We could care less. Alright? So it says, search me, O Yahweh, and know my heart. Try me and know my thoughts, and see if there be any wicked way in me, and lead me in the way of understanding. So this is our beloved King David, peace be upon him. Alright? Showing you that he has hatred. Alright? He has hatred, and he hates them with a perfect hatred, and he's asking, Lord, search me, O Lord, and see if there is any wicked way in me. Showing you that there is nothing wrong at all. There is nothing wrong at all with having hatred in your heart for another race of people. Alright? Because the Lord, first thing first, was never of as Big Brother and God, they say, a humanitarian God, a humanitarian power. He was never of that from the beginning. Alright? He's only for Israel and Israel only. And as for the other nations, he counts them as nothing. Alright? So he's not a humanitarian God. But Jake had so far up the eyes that all they could see is the feces. Right? Jake had is so far, you Negroes and Hispanics and Native Americans head is so far up your rectum that all you can see is your own feces. Alright? These people are our enemy, and we will continue to hate them. They will never get any love from us. Alright? You Jakes always looking to your oppressor to save your oppressor, stand in the gap for your oppressor. When your oppressor every single day just like the cartoon Pinky and the Brain, where Pinky always used to ask Brain every time when the cartoon about to start, hey Brain, what we gonna do for today? What is the agenda for today? Like always. The answer, that's roughly paraphrasing. So like you're roughly paraphrasing, like always. Like always. As always, we go to conquer the world. Alright? That was brain mission every time, to conquer the world. And that is the main mission for Esau. Alright? Well, towards us is to wipe us off the face of the earth. That is the thing with Esau. Esau wants to wipe us off the face of the earth. So why must I love my enemy and trust? The scripture says, never trust thine enemy, for like as iron rusted, so is his wickedness. But you still want to hold on. What the scripture say in Lamentations 4? Let's get that. Lamentations 4 and 17. Lamentations 4:17. As for us, our eyes as yet failed for our vain hope. For our vain hope. In our watching, we have watched for a nation that could not save us. Alright? Jake. When we out on the highways and byways and showing you so-called Negroes and Hispanics and Native American Indians that you all are the Israelites, the children of the children of Israel, the Most High God love you. Salvation is for you. The kingdom of heaven is for you. Yeah. The first thing you always want to answer is, so what happened to the white man? What about the white man? See where you all heads at? See where you all heads at? But let me tell you something. Alright, you Edomites ain't gonna get away from your judgment. That's one. Two, you Edomites is going to see your judgment. Yeah? You Edomites is going to see your judgment. And three, we're going to continue to hate you all. From now until and even after your judgment. There is what it is. There is what it is. Alright? So, let's know for a fact that there is nothing wrong with hating these Edomites. With hating all Esau Edom. All Edomites. There's nothing wrong with it. There's nothing wrong with having hatred in your heart. What the Lord said, and I think I would end it off with this last scripture, which is Malachi is not Amos. Malachi 1 and 4. Alright. I'll start from 1. Malachi 1 and 1, where it reads, the burden of the word of the Lord to Israel by Malachi, I have loved you, saith the Lord, yet ye say, wherein hast thou loved us? Was not Esau Jacob's brother, saith the Lord? Yet I loved Jacob. Yeah, yet I loved Jacob. Remember I had read the Romans 9 and 13, where it says, as it is written, here it is where it is written. I have loved Jacob and I hated Esau. Yeah, and I hated Esau and laid his mountains and his heritage waste for the dragons of the wilderness. Whereas Edom said, we are impoverished, but we will return and build the desolate places, say the Lord of hosts. And this is what they had done. Alright? They shall build, but I will throw down, and they shall call them, they shall call them the border of wickedness. Alright, these Edomites, they are the border of wickedness. And the people against whom the Lord hath an indignation forever. Indignation goes into hatred, anger. Alright? Anger and hatred, a righteous anger and hatred that the Lord has towards these people. And what the scriptures say, to hate the evil and love the good. And these people are the evil. So what we ought to do? Hate these Edomites. Point blank, period. Alright? Point blank, period. We ought to hate these people. We were never created to get along with them from since the beginning. And we will never even get along with them even to the end. Alright? We were separated from sins within the womb. Plain and simple. So with that, I hope you all was edified through the power and spirit of Yahweh Ba'asham Yahushai. This is your brother Kahan from the GMS Prophetic Vibration Camp here in Trinidad, signing out, saying Kal Halayam La Allah Yanawa Yahweh Ba'asham Yahushai Ba'asham Rakah Kodash Barakata Yahweh Barakata Yahushai Barakata Yahweh Barakata Yahushai Barakata Yahweh Barakata Yahushai. Double honors unto the apostles, the bishops, the elders, a great millstone that we well. Salutation unto the brothers who preaching and teaching the truth through the four corners of the earth, risking their lives and their freedom to do so now more than ever. Shalom unto the speckled bird Israelites, and shalom unto the very few but faithful Akwat. Until then, we say shalom, shalom yashal, wa bad babal.